Welcome back to Grab Your Brew, and if you're new, please like and subscribe.
Yes, please do. It helps us grow.
Before we begin, picture a witch. Don't overthink it. Just let the image arrive. Pause for a moment. Cat? Probably. Woman? Certainly. Older? Likely. Maybe even green.
History helped paint that picture, but tonight we're going wide in the frame. Not erasing it. Erasing. That's not a word. Erase it, I meant. Not to
I mean,
soften
they could have
it,
had
just to see it
raisins. We're no
clearly.
judge.
No judgment. No judgment. You might even imagine that they look like a raisin. Anyway, the point we're getting at is men burned as well. And when men burnt, something deeper was shifting inside the machinery of fear. So welcome back, Coffee Beans. This is episode 5, When Men Burned.
Time. I mean, across Europe, roughly 3/4 of those accused were women. That remains one of the clearest patterns in the witch hunt history worldwide.
But it also means, quietly in the background, thousands of men were accused too. No statistical blip, but thousands.
But geography changes everything because in some regions, the expected witch was male. Let's go north. 17th century Iceland. Remote, illiterate, socially tied, and usually the vast majority of those executed of sorcery were actually men.
Partly because magic there was tied to literacy, like runic knowledge, spell books. So there was, and I'm going to apologise in advance for butchering, as we do, the Caltropoica, if I'm saying it right. It was a symbolic diagrams, basically. It's a spell book. And literacy, just like in many places, was overwhelmingly male.
Meaning suspicions followed education, which is never a comforting sentence historically.
So one of the cases, John, let me get this right, Brynveldsen was executed in 1625.
Accused of using sorcery to harm neighbours. Convenient. Convicted and burned.
And Iceland didn't usually burn people. Burning suggested exceptional danger, which raises a terrifying possibility that knowledge itself had begun to look like a threat.
Even historians just whispered, "Oh no." Now we move into the epicenter of a large-scale witch persecution.
So Central Europe, where trials could escalate from local suspicion to institutional catastrophe. We have another case, and apologies, Johannes Junius in Bamberg, and he was executed in 1628. So he was the former
I'm not
mayor.
laughing at him being I am not laughing at him
You're
being
laughing at my
executed.
pronunciation.
I'm laughing at the Johannes Ionescu. And then I was like, okay, Leanne, chill out, be an adult. And then I heard Bamberg.
Yeah, well, you have to laugh while you can. And I think we should put the name up because I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. But this guy was the former mayor, highly educated, elite and powerful.
Butchered, forced to confess. But before his execution, he smuggled a letter to his daughter. He wrote, "I am innocent. They tortured me until I said what they wanted." He describes being shown a list of names and being told he must choose others to accuse. Anyone.
Which is less justice system and more of a referral program for terror, really, isn't it?
Status did not save him. The office did not save him. Education definitely didn't save him. Because once torture enters the courtroom, truth quickly exits through the side door. Here is one of the most reliable warning signs in a witch hunt history. When elites start dying, they've already lost control.
Yeah, because up till now we've seen where it's minorities and people that appear to lack use, haven't we?
Yeah.
So this is a whole other ball game. In Wurzburg, I think I'm saying it right. Some of the victims included councillors, priests, noblemen, and even relatives of the ruling Prince Bishop. can you believe? Including his own nephew. So, pause and think about that one.
It's terrifying. Nobody was safe here.
No.
Especially if you were poor and educated.
Even worse.
But Belle and Beauty the Beast would have been slaughtered.
Oh, yeah.
So this basically means it is roughly the historical equivalent of your smoke detector setting fire to the sofa. At that point,
yep.
The system is no longer managing fear. Fear is managing the system. Men were rarely framed as petty magical nuisance. They were imagined as conspirators, hackmakers, ideological threats, deliberate servants of the devil.
I have to say, it's quite funny, isn't it, that this specifically saw them as deliberate servants of the devil, just because the male, as if women were just so stupid they accidentally become a servant of the devil.
Accidentally slipped into this pact with the devil.
Yeah, whereas women just supposedly cursed butter. Men plotted with Satan. Same legal category.
They sat down and played chess with him.
Yeah. It's the same category legally, but it's a very different psychological nightmare, isn't it?
Very, very.
Oh, right. So, Cunning man in England, it gave us a fascinating figure. It's the service magician, the healer, the problem solver, the man that neighbours went to when things went wrong, which was socially acceptable right up until it wasn't. Because unofficial authority makes institutions really uncomfortable.
Definitely. Case of John Walsh. Dorset, examined in 1566. A cunning man was investigated for witchcraft. I like how they say cunning man. A cunning man was investigated for witchcraft. Walsh decided communicating with spirits and fair folk, using ritual circles and practicing healing magic. He lived in that particular space between helper and suspect.
Historically speaking, being useful was fine, unless your usefulness then competes with authority.
Scotland prosecuted witchcraft aggressively. And I like how they point out that Scotland prosecuted witchcraft aggressively, because I would say all of them prosecuted witchcraft aggressively.
Yeah.
But whale mitches.
We've got a new category of witches, folks.
Mitches! Male witches appear regularly in records, often educated, often visible, often tied to ideas of conspiracy. Is it just that they're trying to take out their competitors?
Yeah, I think that's what it came down to on some level. Because it then became about powerful men, whereas before it was women that had outgrown usefulness. You still see the imbalance, don't you? Even in persecution, there's that imbalance of belief about men and women.
And
so
the
on
outside looking in when you're not consumed with fear, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. No, you're fine. No, it's so
on the
true,
outside
though,
looking in, it's just like when you're not consumed with fear. It's like, is this shit real? Did you really think this was? And I'm thinking about another conspiracy, but we'll talk about that in off camera that I'm going through because I want to make sure the validity of the conspiracy, but because it is very detrimental. But it's like when you're looking at it after you're no longer in fear, it's like none of this makes sense. All we see is elite people of some kind of power trying to knock out the nuisance or the competition.
Yes, that's exactly it. And it still happens. It still does.
Definitely.
Like our next case, John Fian. He was executed in 1591. Now, this guy was a schoolmaster. So, trusted with your children, highly educated. And he was accused during the North Berwick trials, which allegedly involved... He was allegedly involved in raising storms against King James VI.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
audacity of that.
I know.
If you had all that power, of course, you would just send storms to the king.
Yeah, I mean, you know, oh yeah, I think I'll just make it rain today just to inconvenience the king.
Like this isn't England.
But horrific. But unfortunately, he was tortured relentlessly, so he confessed, then he recanted, so they tortured him again, and then they executed him.
Basically, it's like a lose-lose situation. You can admit to it and get executed, or you can not admit to it and get tortured and then executed. You may as well just admit to it, even though it's not true. Because I'd rather die than get tortured than die.
Well, it's like how in some countries with women, it was the trial by dunking, wasn't it? If you drowned, you were innocent.
Yeah.
If you survived, you must be a witch. Logic?
At that point, it's too late, you're dead. Either way, they've taken care of the problem.
Oh, yeah.
Stone magic sounds very theatrical, though. Until you remember, Scotland depended heavily on sea travel. Weather wasn't just small talk, it was actually survival for them.
Yeah, in the UK, nothing triggers panic quite like the idea that someone's controlling the sky, because we're obsessed with the weather. We have to talk about the weather. It's the biggest
How's the weather down there,
small
love?
talk. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? It's like, you know, British small talk 101, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So
it's usually followed with, did you go to the pub last night?
Well, the roads are bad today, aren't they?
Yeah, terrible.
It's another one.
Terrible, these potholes.
Yeah. Damned council. Sorry, we got a little bit sidetracked there. Right, so male accusations. I will try and be serious. It is serious, but you have to laugh when you can, because life is very serious.
Sure.
So male accusations expose something crucial. Witch hunts were not powered by fear, they were powered by many fears. Many people.
Gender shaped the default victim, but escalation erased those boundaries completely. Even once panic gained momentum, any perceived threat could qualify.
So nearly every major witch hunt follows a pattern. We'll repeat it because we have mentioned it in each episode. Target the vulnerable, expand to the inconvenient, reach the powerful.
When step 3 begins, you are no longer witnessing justice. You are witnessing systematic panic.
So it's less courtroom and more domino rallies with legal consequences.
We study witch hunts because the mechanism is timeless. Fear spreads, targets widen, certainty hardens.
So just to reiterate, first the marginal, then the irritating, and then if unchecked, everyone then can become a witch in their eyes.
In the spirit of Oprah, you're a witch, you're a witch, you're a witch. So, witch hunts rarely end because of compassion arriving.
No, in the end, when the powerful realise they are no longer immune.
Next episode, we fully inside. Keywords, Leanne. Next episode, we step fully inside the machine. Oh, kind of nervous.
Yeah, this next one is a heavy one, so bear with us. Confessions, torture, and where certainty is manufactured on demand.
So, bring your brew. You'll absolutely need it.
Yeah.
And don't forget to join us for, of course, the next episode of our Witch Ending on Monday and Wednesdays. Spooky time. I'm excited. We have so much coming up, guys. Please subscribe.
We do.
Subscribe. You may not see one thing you don't like, but we have a variety. And everything we say to you is fact-built, unless we say we don't know. But we're in for a fun year. So stay tuned, whether it be learning some educational history, listening to or watching some spooky stuff with a dash of true crime on Wednesday, or a chill-back conversation with two crazy people, which will probably be once a month. We'll see how that one is. And
that try
ghost
to behave.
investigations. Try. No, I think we'll try less on that video to behave. But either way, we have something for everybody. And we do
We
like
do.
any suggestions and
Yeah, don't
emailing
forget we're always open
us.
to requests.
And we would love guests on here too. So you
Yeah,
can always email us at Grab Your Brew for that. And don't forget for reactions, you don't have to mail them to us if you don't want to. You can tag us on Reddit, Threads, Instagram, Facebook. One of us is always on each of them at some point in time throughout the day. So thank you
yeah.
guys. Have an amazing week.
Bye-bye.